First Lady Melania Trump is anxious and lonely and overshadowed by her husband. Donald Trump made his biggest speech to date when he addressed the U.S. Congress on Monday night for the first time as President of the United States. But it was his beautiful and unassuming wife Melania, looking radiant in a stylish black suit, who stole the show for many, receiving a thundering applause and standing ovation when Trump noted her presence in the packed audience. Here, body language expert Judy James gives her verdict on Melania's appearance at Congress and why she thinks the First Lady could be like Princess Diana and actually outshone her other half, despite trying to stay away from the spotlight. The First Lady's body language finally defined her role in Congress yesterday, and it's a rather sadly ironic one. Melania is the showstopper who looks terrified of stopping the show. The show is, of course, her husband's, and he's not a man with a love of being upstaged. Arriving with a good speech tucked up his sleeve, it was clap until your hands bleed time as he milked his ovation for all it was worth, like the showman he is. However, it was Melania almost sneaking in down the stairs who got the real roars of approval. While Donald made an entrance that would make Norma Desmond, Sunset Boulevard, blush and make Nicole Kidman wish she'd learned to clap properly, Melania looked intent on getting a much more low-key entrance, descending the stairs to her balcony seat looking self-conscious and rather lonely. She shook hands with her guests in a rather overly formal way when you might have expected a hug, and performed a quick hair preen that suggested anxiety at being the center of so much attention. Her facial expressions during this moment under the spotlight ranged from Hollywood smile to micro-gestures of anxiety, plus a more surprised-looking smile at the audience's apparent affection. She nodded a couple of times, but overall she looked keen to have the spotlight turned back onto her husband. Standing in the row behind her was Ivanka, a girl who looks far more comfortable in the first daughter role, although even her smile did look slightly stretched as the ovation went on, and although she beamed politely when someone spoke to her, the smile withered and died on the vine so quickly afterwards that it was even more of an emphatic lightning smile, i.e. coming from nowhere and then disappearing in a nanosecond, than the one her stepmother produced so famously at the inauguration. When Trump then gave his wife an Oscar-style name check from the rostrum, the audience gave her another ovation. You could almost feel her pain in terms of reluctantly raining on his parade when he was then forced to pause. She kept to her seat at the start, but then placed one hand on the balcony and stood with a smile that flickered between pleasure and uncertainty. She acknowledged the audience approval with two small nods, but absolutely no showboating to prolong the ovation. In terms of clothing psychology, Melania's sharp black suit suggested she's keen to merge more effectively with the Donald Trump brand. The president is an old-school alpha who uses body language power signals and displays from the boardrooms of the 1980s. To date, Melania's outfits have defined a Jackie O style of First Lady status, but this tailored suit with its padded shoulders was pure Wall Street power dressing with a few sparkles for good luck. By dressing Team Donald and using low-key body language, Melania shows a lack of desire to eclipse her husband. Her problem might be, though, that her combination of stunning beauty plus the kind of modest, self-conscious shyness or even anxiety that her husband is a total stranger to could mean the public warm to her in ways that they never could to him. Like Princess Diana, she could find herself getting thrown into the spotlight to a point where she throws her alpha male hubby, and Trump's